This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vigil.
And good evening, everybody. Welcome, Pack Football Show, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Special night tonight, wing eating contest. Oh my goodness! And we got the quarterback with us. We got Jalen Booth. We got the coach Phil Vigil. Ben, you gonna eat some wings? Well,
Come on,
I'm sorry if it was
plain cheeseburgers
if
with
they
ketchup.
put cheeseburgers in front of Ben, maybe he'd go for it.
How many cheeseburgers do you think you could eat, Ben, in 5 minutes? One? In a competition? Oh, my gosh. We got to up
one.
that.
You know, the thing about competitive eating is what could you – everybody's got a different thing. Let's introduce our guest first. We got QB1, Roman Fuller here. We finally got him on the show. He's a little too good for us now, so we finally wait till the season-ending show for Roman.
I've asked him 10 weeks in a row, too.
Yeah, I'm
turned
sure.
me down every time.
Ducking you in the post game,
and then we got Jalen Booth, the defensive stud from Northern California, from Merced.
Yes,
first-time visitor to the show.
He was supposed to bring us some pho tonight, but he decided not to do that as well.
Oh, that'd be good.
I heard we were getting fed on the show.
Oh, yeah. Well, yeah, see, I like that. And then Jim and I and Coach Vigil. But if you had a competitive eating, Coach, is there one thing that you could just mop up on?
Sushi.
Sushi.
I love sushi.
Okay, now if you eat a lot of sushi, you're going to get sick.
Yeah, I love it so
All right.
much.
What kind?
Worth it.
Any particular kind?
Just
all of it?
Yeah.
Okay, Jalen?
I'd say sushi, but I think that's particular to Colorado. You getting sick by eating a lot of it.
Well, you're from Northern. You're a coastal guy.
Well, look out that window. Can you see the ocean?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, you can't. So you don't eat the sushi in Pueblo.
What do you think, Roman?
I'm going sushi as well.
Oh my
That's what I
God!
was thinking
3 guys
first.
that want all you can eat sushi.
All you can eat. You gotta have the dream. It's the dream.
That is the dream.
yeah.
that is amazing.
You
What
know,
about you?
It reminds me of a story. I once won $1,500 eating a fish head and the complete rest of a plate full of sushi after everybody was done.
Well, that's just, for $1,500.
$1,500. And the
Get it
fish
done.
head was a little crunchy going down, cut the top of my mouth.
Oh.
Right. So what would yours be, Jim?
Steak.
Just
Yeah.
the Big Texan.
Yeah, I could do the
Amarillo.
Big Texan.
Okay.
I used to eat the porterhouse at the
Hey, Ben's
the old
on that,
Three
too.
Thieves.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
That
So
was
I would-
36 ounces
I would
or
hit
whatever.
that. Oh yeah. Then
Okay.
everybody else they just shoved
That
it
is
toward me. I was
crazy.
the garbage
Sushi
disposal.
and steak.
There's a sushi spot. Well, there's a restaurant in Colorado Springs that we go to quite regularly.
Yeah.
It's called the Sushi Spot,
Oh.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
and it's fantastic.
And if it was me, if I'm going to win a competition,
Okay.
it's going to be Schuster's Donuts.
Ooh, yeah.
Yeah. It's
Those
going to
kinda
be
Just
Schuster's.
glaze? Where are you going?
Well, I
Chocolate.
I like chocolate covered cake.
Oh,
okay.
yeah.
But if
those
I'm
are
going
good.
contest, it's chocolate covered glazed.
The glazers are so light.
Yeah,
you could probably
they're
eat
airy,
a dozen without
easy.
even.
With
Yeah.
I'd be a diabetic coma when I'm done, but I don't care. And the other thing I think I could hold my own is McDonald's double cheeseburgers.
Oh yeah.
Just enough grease to slide down.
Well,
but
let's set
it'll be
that up.
really good.
You and Ben.
You know,
You and Ben can
Cheeseburger
eat double
contest.
McDonald's double
cheeseburgers.
cheeseburgers, man.
We'll sit
But
there
I-
and watch you eat till you puke.
I could eat them so good, so many that I would be sick. That's how. Same with the donuts, right?
That's where I would be worried about sushi. I love sushi so much I wouldn't want
You
it.
want to, yeah. I feel you. These guys over here are going to eat wings tonight. They're going to eat so many of them. If they have a bad reaction, they're not going to want wings again.
Yeah, if you're out cruising around, want to drop into ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House here. We got the wing contest. That'll be.
Do we know the
introducing that.
combatants tonight?
Yeah, who's competing? Do we know over there?
We've got from the coaching staff. We've
I
got.
I saw Keon over there.
Yeah, I think he's just watching.
Okay.
We've got Coach Dennis Osagade, our defensive tackles coach. We've got Blake Moffitt, our running backs coach.
All right.
Trevor Hopkins, our assistant O-line coach.
Okay.
Thomas Webb, our corners coach. And Neil Davis, our offensive line coach. Those are the coaches
The coaches.
that are competing.
Well,
the guys.
the only guy I saw and it's the only guy they need, is Josiah. So
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Josiah
Yeah.
Sam.
don't you think?
He's
Yeah.
gonna
Sam will take care
He's
of
gonna
it for
take us
everyone.
home, for
I
sure.
mean, Tyler Etheridge is over there too. Remember when both
Oh
those guys?
my God!
Oh,
we had them on at the
man.
same
It's
time.
over.
We
Yeah,
had them on at
yeah.
the same time, and the food that they brought out,
Not
Yeah.
enough.
no chance.
Needed a re-up.
No chance,
Neither
man.
we
I
have.
was like, that we set the weight limit for guests
Yeah.
in one show with Tyler and Sam.
We got Tyler. We got Preston Jarvis. We've got Bo Winky.
Okay.
Oh, boy.
That's Trey Jordan. That's his nickname, Bo Winky.
Bo Winky.
Uh, his grandmother named him that. And it's just stuck.
Man, it's hard to have a grandma nickname on a football team.
It is.
Oh,
They all call Bo Winky. Moose is over there, and then Sam.
Nice.
I'm going players.
taking it home.
I'm going
Yeah,
players.
yeah.
I'm going youth and Iron Constitution youth.
Phil, let's talk about that easy ball game you had last Saturday. Just a real simple
Walk in the park.
Yeah, near perfect performance.
What do you want to talk about?
I want to talk about overtime.
Skip right to the end.
Yeah,
huh?
let's just skip right to the end and get the game winner. But man, what a game! You know what I want to talk about? That game should have been over in regulation when the strip sack.
Yeah.
But that's
Were you on
that's
the
all
field
right.
for that, Jalen?
I was not.
Okay.
I was not on the
It happened
field.
right in front of me. I was down on the ground,
Oh
on the field level, and it was a sack.
It was clear as day.
The ball's
in my opinion.
out.
Yeah.
Yee-miny Christmas. That was. That's one rule they might want to look into, Phil. The having to have a timeout in the last 2 minutes. The pros don't make you have to have a timeout.
I had a discussion with the referee after that, going into overtime, and I just was like, listen, you're on the side of the quarterback's arm. The referee that's on the opposite side cannot see where the ball is at because the quarterback's back is to him. I said, at the very least, that should have been called a fumble. They have a timeout and a challenge, and it could go to review.
Right.
Because he would have reviewed it, and we would have got the call correct on the field.
Yeah.
And he's just like, I was screened. I couldn't see it, and he made the call, and so that's what it was. Near perfect.
Near perfect.
Hey, but the outcome was perfect. It wasn't near
Yeah.
perfect. It was perfect.
It was well, we kind of got away with one there because even Reggie's catch was a trap.
Yeah, so it all evens out in the wash. But like you said, that's a pass interference call on
And
that
offsides.
play.
2-yard
right?
line.
Yeah, we would have had the
So
ball on the two.
you like your chances from the 2?
I do. I like
That's
our
Roman
chances.
Fuller, by the way. He likes his chances from the 2.
Sure.
Or
Well,
the
he should.
22 or
He
the
should.
42.
I like all the
Positive
chances.
2, -2, it don't matter.
All
He wants
the
the ball in his
chances.
hand.
Sure do.
Love it.
Okay, so
What do you want to know?
well, mines came out in kind of what we expected. They're a pretty good running football team.
Yep.
And, a few mistakes here and there. You weren't getting in the end zone. You got your first 2 drives pretty good.
Yep. We're moving
But-
the ball well. Just
but
finish
just
with
getting field
field
goals.
goals instead of touchdowns.
And that kind of set you behind a little bit. Then the turnover bug kind of got you behind a little bit more. But I thought one of the keys to the game, we've talked about it, was getting that touchdown going into the locker room to kind of settle things down a little bit. Say, we still have some, we got some
Yeah.
hope here.
I think, you look at the situational football offensively for us on Saturday. I thought, our third downs wasn't great. We were only 5 for 13. But when we needed it, absolutely needed it the most, we delivered. And we delivered touchdowns. We delivered in a 1-minute situation right before half to get that to a 2-score game going into halftime. And then obviously get the ball back with 2 minutes left in the game. And we go right down the field and score a touchdown to put it into overtime. And so really proud of the offense for being able to do that. They came out offensively and did some things that they hadn't shown. And formationally kind of gave us a little bit of a fit. And it took us a little bit to get adjusted to that and how we wanted to defend that. And Coach Foskey did a really good job at halftime of making those adjustments and came out in the second half and, limited them to 6 points. And really 3 of those were off of a turnover, And so
They scored 34 points and only 6 in the second half.
Yep.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I think that was that's probably
Huge.
the key to the game is the defense holding them to a couple field goals there in the second half.
Yeah.
So it all just kind of wove into each other, didn't it?
It did, and I think, again, it's just college football, and you see it at the highest level in college football, emotional wins and being able to bounce back from that. And, I just felt like early we were trying to do a little too much, and I think we were trying to make some plays. Roman, you can speak for yourself, but uncharacteristically was trying to force some things that he normally doesn't do. And it put us in a little bit of a hole. Again, a resilient football team, and they didn't flinch. Going into halftime, I'm looking around the locker room, and guys are great body language. They're nodding, they're smiling. There's a belief in our locker room that's very special.
Well, you coached us up last week because at halftime, we saw the first half. We had front row seat, but we weren't dour this time. We Paul came on and talked to us or whatever, but we didn't have a sense of dread for the second half. We were excited to see it, and that's because we saw the week before.
And it's shattering a year ago.
Yeah,
your team has a
as long as there's time on the clock and this kid's spinning it, you got a chance offensively.
Yeah, there's no doubt.
Oh my gosh! But like you said, the defense in the second half was as big a story as the offense.
For sure.
I mean, but both had to be right. To win that game, it had to be highest level offense defense in that second half.
And Stitt did a good job of really holding on to the ball as much as they did in that third quarter. They were holding the ball like crazy and not snapping it until 4 seconds left on the clock and just trying to milk it as much as possible. And again, our defense, when we needed the stops the most, they stood up and got the stops that we needed. And the critical stop really was after we punted on with a little over 3 minutes left.
Oh, we had that discussion on the air.
Well, and I just with three timeouts and a 2-minute timeout, you feel like your defense has played well all second half. And
okay.
Yeah.
So we're on the air. Okay.
Yeah. How many times can we get the text?
And,
That's why you punt, Joe.
We're debating it up in the booth, and I said, "Why punt it? You're moving the ball offensively. Your defense hasn't. I'm putting the game as a whole, not just the last 5 series. So I'm like, you do not want to give them the ball and have them eat the rest of this clock, especially when you have a chance, with your offensive weapons. And John and Jim are both like, kick it.
Yep.
And so you kick it, then you guys make the plays, and of course, Risto is being Risto. That's why you punt it.
well, he's a pretty good one.
Well, but then I proceeded to get 15 texts from people that are listening saying, "Yeah, Joe, that's why you punt it." So it was an indictment of me, not.
Oh no.
Yeah. So thanks to Coach for
that.
Well,
I'm glad we proved you wrong.
Oh, I am too.
I think even though there's definitely inner discussion amongst myself where I'm like, okay, what do we do here? And again, we had all 3 timeouts. We had the 2-minute timeout that was still going to be happening, and then it was 4th and 7 on our own.
Yeah, I mean, it was a little bit
40 or whatever it was, and it's a 1-score game. Their kicker has a good leg, and so they get 1 first down. They're in field goal range if we don't get it. And so
and that was all the points, and I accept that. I mean, again, it's just lively debate.
Yeah,
but the fact that I had to wear it. I had to wear it on the way home. He's Joe. That's why you punt. Yeah, I get it. I was the king of second guessers as a sports writer for 30 years.
Well,
but yeah.
Let's move to overtime, and I think loss. I even said it on the air. Loss in the shuffle was the slant you threw to Reese Robinson to get the first down at the 15. If you don't, then you put it on the leg of the kicker where you know how good he is, but then you leave yourself open to lose the game if they score a touchdown. Getting that first down. Talk about that throw and what you saw right there.
Right.
So it was third and 7?
Yeah, just about. And they came out in cover 2 man and basically double teamed Reggie there. He had a slot fade. And, Reese is one of our hardest working guys. I trust him. He trusts me. He made a great release off the line, got some space, and just put it right on him, Made a great play, made an important play. It was probably the biggest third down conversion I've ever had.
I agree.
Yeah, needed 7, got 7.
Yeah, just about.
Exactly, but it also, he had kind of a rough game up to that point with the muff punt and, the headspace that he might not have been in. And same thing with Honey. Sally drops and the catch he made in the end zone. That's one of the best catches I've ever seen in my life.
Agreed. Yeah. I think we talk about having a 0-0 mentality and being able to forget about the previous play, and we have to be able to model that as coaches as well. Just because a kid makes a mistake, we can't hold that against him. We can't have a long memory of that for the next play. We got to move on. There's a couple of times, on Saturday, Roman comes off the sideline, and it was after his interception, and he's talking about it. I was like, I'm over it, dude. Get over it yourself. Let's move on to the next thing. We're going to be okay, and we have to have that mentality.
Well, that's the trust you put in your players, and that's beyond admirable. I mean, that's just flat cool. Don't you think? As players, you got to love a coach and a coaching staff that says, "Fletch it, let's go. We got the next play to worry about."
Yeah, exactly. That's just built in our identity. And when Reese came off the field and he had his head down, I think it's a thing for us players just to speak that into each other. And so, we know what Reese can do, and we know that was uncharacteristic. And so, just being able to pat his back as he's coming off the field, head down, and just let him know that we got his back for the next time he's getting the punt, because we know he can make a play with the ball and he's going to be back there again. Sure did.
Well, Roman, let's talk about the throw to Marcellus. I thought during the game there was just enough wind in that stadium that kind of made the ball flutter a little or float a little bit, and it seemed like, it just wasn't precision because of the wind conditions, kind of a crosser and the way it was blowing. But on that throw, it looked to me like you decided to gun it on a line. It didn't have the loft. It was laser right down to the post, and it was a one-shot deal. Had to catch that ball, and
that was
he
an
did.
amazing catch. A couple times earlier in the third and fourth quarter, or mostly the fourth quarter, I thrown a couple balls, put a lot of air on it, and it got caught up in the wind and led to it being underthrown a little bit. And that one, he was pretty much wide open, and I knew I had to rip it. Didn't want the wind to affect it, so I put everything I had into that one, and he made, like you said before, one of the best catches I've seen in my life.
So rip it is right. That's exactly what you did. You just ripped that throw to him.
I did. Kept it at one ball there.
I've never really asked a quarterback this after a game like that, but what was your favorite throw that day? You had some great ones, and there's some that we liked a little bit more than others, but what was your favorite throw that day?
I mean,
you know what? Hold that thought.
All right.
We're going to talk about your favorite throw when we come back. All right. We can take this time out because we got wing eating. We got to get to the introductions.
All right, here we go.
So we're going to take a time out here. They're going to introduce the wing eating. We'll come back. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House Pack Football Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vigil.
And welcome back. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House Pack Football Show brought to you by Rustler Implement out there on the Mesa. 2 locations, actually, one in Rocky Ford. Same name, same family. Since way back when, get yourself an implement, Joe. I know you want to get an implement. Got rid of your car this week.
Yeah, well, I got to go tomorrow and get the check and give him the title. It's still in Salida.
That's cool.
You sold it. Huh?
I did.
Maybe get you a Ford.
Was it too expensive to fix or what?
Yes, and it's not worth fixing. But I thought I'd get like $200.
Yeah. Pack Football Show brought to you by the Ford Motor Company, as well as Colorado Front Range Roofing and Keg One, as well as our friends here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. Ready for some highlights, guys?
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
We're just going to skip right to the end of the first half because it was 28-6 at this point. Thunderwolves needed a spark, and here we go.
2nd down and 10 from the 18. That's not even the number to worry about. Well, it actually is. You got to get the first down to get the clock stopped. 2nd down. Fuller takes the snap. Looks right. Wide open. Retzlaff at the pylon. Touchdown, Thunderwolves.
Reggie Retzlaff, the best wide receiver in Division II football.
Dang right.
Now, Phil, the debate on the old social media, and some people said, it was a pick play all the way. You know what? Our old buddy Dave Socha, the late, great Dave Socha, said, it ain't cheating if they don't call it.
And there's a pick play on every route.
Yeah, we were just running around. The
Yeah.
guy,
Just
the defender was
We
there.
ran into our guy.
Rubbin's racing, right?
Yeah.
What are we talking about?
Yeah.
Okay, so that just
I
wanted to
don't.
get
That's
your
why we don't
comment
pay
on that.
attention to social media.
Exactly. Why bother with that stuff? All right. So we come out in the second half, and we don't have the highlight of the big run by Patton. Patton, a great run to get it down to the 1. Almost scored. They said he was out at the 1. So let's do it again. A little clever little play here.
And here's the option play, and Patton will walk in for the touchdown.
Nice. Well, that's a nice answer after that field goal from Mines. Makes you breathe a little bit easier if you're the Thunderwolves.
Talk about the option there.
Yeah, we're just, really try to highlight and utilize Roman's legs.
Yep.
He's such a
A dynamic runner.
He's a dual threat guy to his core.
Yep.
And no, it was a great play. He was actually calling for that before we even called that on the field, and something we put in and worked all week and worked to perfection.
It's funny with Russell Patton. We think power,
Right.
right?
He can roll.
He's got some quicks.
Yep.
I mean, it was on display Saturday. He's got some pop.
He's
quicks.
over there.
He can move.
Well, there's a little run down to the goal line. They had a nice little shimmy there to get open to get down there. All right, so then we had a little disaster. Had the muff punt, and right here you think, man, this game could get away from us right there. But again, the defense, you guys come up with a great stop, hold them to a field goal. So it's time for the offense to take back over. And, funny story here before we get to this highlight. Joe was saying, let's pick on Joe night, but he was talking about Reggie. He goes, man, this just hasn't been Reggie's day today. Only one touchdown, only about 50 yards. And I kind of said, well, let's get him 2 more touchdowns and double his yardage the rest of the day, and it might turn out to be a great day. So here is touchdown number 2.
Take it to Patton. And they're going to Retzlaff. He goes up, and he's got it. Touchdown.
Yes.
What a catch by Retzlaff.
Right over the little man, Matt Soderdahl.
Soderdahl was talking smack the whole game.
The little man
The little
cornerback,
man.
number
Hey,
5.
But if we're going to pick on Joe, what was my bold prediction for the game?
Well, you came out roses.
I said Reggie Retzlaff was going to catch 4 touchdown passes in that game.
You're close.
One less.
Yeah, so it turned out, and that was just a great throw by you. You know,
It was all right.
Well,
You made a great play.
you realize it's not really a 50-50 ball when you throw it. It's more
Not
like
even
90-10,
close.
isn't
Yeah,
it?
Not even close.
Especially with the little corners.
The little man.
Jeez.
Little man. You know, and I don't. He played hard.
He played a pretty
played
good
hard,
game,
and
that
he
cornerback.
was stuck his nose in it. But man, I mean, he was posing for incomplete passes that no one was going to catch, and I'm like, come on, dude, you didn't cover
That's
him.
just
He was
DBs
posing
in
for
general, though. I
incomplete
mean,
passes. Yeah.
Well, that's their mentality. All right, so it's 34-27. Teams exchange punts. Here you're thinking, man, we had some good field position, not able to really take advantage, I thought, of getting that drive to get the tying score. And then we talked about the 4th down. You
Right.
decided to punt it. Defense comes up big, gets the stop. So now you're moving down the field. Key play, I like Keon Martinez's run to get you, get something going there, get it across midfield. You're feeling pretty good about yourself. And here it was, one of the greatest catches ever.
Off the edge, stepping up, gets the pass, going for it all for Honeycutt. Lays out.
Caught it.
Touchdown! Thunderwolves! What a catch by Honeycutt! He laid out and made the grab.
Unbelievable.
John Riston cheerleading in the booth. Extraordinary. He was on that one, and man, that was one of the craziest catches ever. And Joe was down on the field as we sent him down
I was
for
like,
the
this is the
postgame.
greatest catch I've ever seen field level because I'm usually up in the booth. But there was a guy I saw somebody gave him credit on social media. He has a picture of Honeycutt parallel to the ground with the ball in his hands, and I'm like, that's a great photo. Not only was it such, but I mean,
That's Pulitzer stuff.
Yeah,
there.
whoever shot that picture did a great job, man.
It was, great catch, great throw, great protection.
Now, we didn't talk about protection, but you had some time Saturday.
Sure did. Those guys are doing a great job.
As the game wore on, they got better.
Yeah.
I thought the offensive line. That's to their credit. They start figuring things out, and when you needed time, you got time there.
Sure did.
All right, so that ties the game up. And like we said, twice. Was the ball out on the second sack, or was it down by contact, you think, on
I think
film?
the second one was right. The first one was.
Okay, the first one definitely out. But it turns out, going to overtime, coin flip, you always want to hit the ball second. And
TD
so
was
mine,
0 for 2.
Yeah,
so,
he lost both coin flips that game.
So Mines did the right thing.
And he was our guest last week.
Yeah. Put you on offense first, so you got to go out. So the pressure is on you guys to get the score. We talked about the slant to Reese. That got you the first down, which set up this touchdown.
Throwing it up for grabs for Retzlaff. Adjusts and makes the grab. Touchdown! Flag is down for interference, but it is a touchdown for Retzlaff.
So like we said, even if film shows maybe trapped it, but you guys were going to have first and goal at the 2, so
all that matters is what was called.
Yeah, that's right. That's what the game's called. It made up for the blown call on the strip sack.
It all evens out, doesn't it, Phil?
Even Steven.
Get the extra point, which was huge. I mean, your kicker. I mean, he just
Ice.
it's like right down the middle. It's like there's no doubt about it.
Well, and it's funny because we talk about confidence.
Yeah.
Borderline cocky. You got to be defensive backs, whatever. The 2 most confident players, in my opinion, on this team are this guy and your kicker, Roman Fuller and Jackson Smith.
I agree with that.
I think they take confidence to the next level in a good way.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It's easy to be confident when you got, 3 of the best receivers in the country. And
well, we
that
haven't even
O-line.
got to the toys you get to play with all season.
Makes my life easy.
So their quarterback, Capper, thought he had a pretty good game, running the ball and throwing the ball. But the key on this play is get that quarterback rolling left when he's a right-hander, and the ball just didn't come out right, and here's what happened.
Straight drop back. They look right for the slant. Here comes pressure. Trying to get away is Capper. Rolling to his left. Now lobs it. Intercepted. The Thunderwolves have won the game. The ball is picked off Thunderwolves have it. The game should be over. Looking for flags. I don't see any anywhere. The Thunderwolves have just won the ball game.
Holy smokes, Jim.
P. Shaw.
There was a mini little celebration. It was Chris and I were slapping anything we could slap up there in the booth. It was crazy. And, man, the outpouring of emotion there. And then talk about, it's like, poor old Bob Stitt, your old mentor, on the sideline there. We were watching the whole thing. It's like, okay.
Got a challenge.
I got to challenge it, but
it was great.
Right away.
They did
story.
the challenge. I was standing there, and the side judge had the earpiece in his ear, and he was talking. She's standing next to the chain crew, and I go, "I'm gonna eavesdrop." He goes, "It's in my ear." I said, "Well, you could tell me." And it, like 2 seconds later, he goes, "Game's over."
So that was nice.
That was fun.
But that's it. There's your highlights.
That was a great way to end the game.
It was a great way. You know what? A good way to transition to our next segment.
Wing eating contest.
Let's eat some wings, everybody. ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House Pack Football Show. Go!
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach Philip Veal.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. You never say the first annual because they got to have it again.
Yeah,
so it's the very first.
As somebody who made his
contest.
living with words, there is no first annual.
It's inaugural.
Exactly.
Inaugural.
Inaugural. There you go. And Phil, you were over there. Give us a report. You're our live report.
There were a lot of wings that were eaten. That's about all I can say.
I thought Tyler Etheridge was mistaking his fingers for wings.
That would be a mistake, wouldn't it?
It was. He
start
was eating
gnawing
so
your
fast.
fingers?
They look tiny, and they look like. He's just massive.
man.
He's on one end, and Josiah's on the other end of the same table. I'm like, oh, this is not going to end well for the coaches.
So what's your estimate? How many?
That's a good question. I don't know. I would say we only had 90 seconds. So you're talking probably, maybe 10.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Okay. Well, I just want to see what I need to order to go home and work on it with my towel on.
What do you put the over-under at?
42.5.
42.5.
Oh.
Okay.
Jalen,
Jalen,
you
46.5.
You were watching pretty close. What'd you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm thinking
So
46.
So
pushing 50.
you're going to say over.
Yeah, over.
He already said
over
the line.
for sure. Okay.
Okay.
Over for
Over?
sure.
What do you think?
Players or coaches?
I say over.
Players.
Okay.
Players win by a landslide. Okay.
Yeah, I'm going to
All
say
right.
over too.
Yeah, I think.
My bad. Bad line.
No, it's not a bad line. It's a money line. It's a good thing you don't know how to set lines as a college athlete. That's a good thing.
You don't need to be.
We don't need you to be really proficient
knowing
at
that.
that right now.
Exactly.
You don't pitch for the Indians. Or
Yes.
excuse me, the Guardians.
Yeah.
Exactly.
There's no prop bets for wings eaten.
No prop bets for sure. All right, let's see. We got questions. You got any questions?
I have
go
a
with your
silly
question
one,
first.
and it's the one I get every week from the same guy I get every week because he's just like a super fan. What are you wearing Saturday?
Gentlemen?
Wearing our blue jerseys and our white pants.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Yeah, switch
You
it up a
know,
little bit.
we as broadcasters love that
Yeah.
because we can see the white numbers on the blue jerseys,
Okay.
the blue numbers on the red jerseys.
That's what we were thinking.
Thanks. Hey,
Yeah,
Roman's looking out for us,
Roman
man.
gets it.
We
Roman's
make
a
him look
guy.
good every week. Make him sound good every week. He's looking out for us. So, no, we like that. That's a good combination. It'll be good contrast with the red.
Yeah. And we got our pack American flag decals, which will be cool.
Okay.
Honoring Veterans Day and things of that nature. So it'll be a cool day.
That's the first time we worn them this season. But you know what? I'm over superstition.
Right.
Because it doesn't matter what you wear or what we've broken all the superstitions. So it's just player versus player now, right?
Yep.
Okay.
Exactly.
So what are we wearing?
We'll talk off air, Jim. We have to,
you two.
well, we have to coordinate because we're on TV, so we have to.
Yeah, we have to be coordinated.
match the.
We have to be coordinated.
and
All right.
our choices are red, baby blue, or white.
All
I
right.
think we have gray too. I think we can go this gray if we wanted.
Joe, I got a question for you.
Oh, yes,
All right.
you punt the ball.
In 2010, when CSU Pueblo trailed Chadron State 21-3, it
Okay.
looked a little dismal
Okay.
at the old Thunder Bowl, but the Pack came back, put the game into overtime, and one of the big reasons was Kyle Major kicked at that time a school record 4 field goals in the game.
Yes.
Who was the long snapper for the Thunderwolves on that day?
Oh, I'm going to say Joe Campton. because they had.
There is no wrong answer. I
No,
don't know.
because Joe Campton was
Oh my God!
No, Joe Campton was the first long snapper.
That's right. That's
and
right.
then Jake Ludwig was the next long
That
snapper.
was going to be my guess, Ludwig.
No,
but
he
was
came after.
Okay.
And the reason why I say this is because the long snappers that Risto brought in they were linebackers or defensive linemen who could snap the ball. They were the thickest guys on the team, and they
Like
were long
ours that we
snappers.
have now.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly. The contrast is stark. Trust me. But Jake Ludwig, he got a shot in the NFL, and he was built like an NFL football player, and all he did was snap. But he led the team in tackles every week.
That's awesome.
All right, here's a question for you. It's, our listeners are digging deep. They go, when you're on the road stadium and you have your headphone gear, do you use their gear or do you bring your own stuff?
Bring your own.
Okay. And then you just tap into the internet source or whatever, you just dial in?
It doesn't rely on Wi-Fi or
It's
internet.
Bluetooth,
It's,
isn't it?
it's
Or is
all
It's all hardwired?
It's all radio wavelength.
So nobody can
something.
tap into yours. And
We actually had an issue with our headsets on Saturday.
It's a little stressful.
We weren't able to use our offensive headsets to start,
wow.
and so our defensive coaches were giving our offensive coaches their headset. For whatever reason, the defensive channel worked, but the offensive one didn't.
Who do we blame for this?
The engineers?
I don't know.
No, we got to blame some. We got to throw somebody under the bus.
Coach Webb.
No,
Oh, T. Webb.
no, it was working before the game started, and then it just didn't work for our first probably 3 or 4 plays.
It's like the old airplane movie.
Right?
Just kidding.
Just kidding.
How about Oli? We could do Oli. Oli could take this one.
Oh man, he wants to throw the social guy.
I guess you don't want to get any photos or anything.
Yeah, Jen, you got to.
You can't eat that's crazy. You eat a piece of celery and when we're all listening to you.
He moved the microphone.
Rabbit.
Yeah, at least it sounded good. ASMR.
It was the healthy part of the table right there.
Well, here's a question for you, Coach, and we know the answer because we don't know the answer. Who's going to be the quarterback for Shadron this week?
I don't know.
Yeah, well, none of us know either.
They'll play them both. I'm sure they will.
Well, I don't know. I mean, I think to my knowledge, he had a high ankle sprain against South Dakota Mines, which
Late in the game.
he didn't come out of the game.
Yeah,
and
just
so,
late. Yeah.
He didn't play at all last week, and Reggie's the only person I've ever seen come back from a high ankle sprain in 1 week, and he had to get an injection to do that. So I don't know. I don't know who we're going to be planning on both of them playing. Really, all 3 of them playing. Sprague's little brother's.
Yeah, how about that?
He's over there too. He plays a little bit for him. And
Well, I'm going to have to remember a year ago, you had to think, wow, they're down to their third string guy who was a kind of a tight end. He's on the depth chart this year, the tight end, but he had a hell of a game.
Yep. Well, I mean, they're good coaches. They do a good job, and there's a reason they're in the position that they're in right now.
This is, I don't know if it's a one-season renaissance for Shadron or if this is a trend. I can't gauge it from what I'm looking at, like scores and looking at recruiting. I can't tell if this is. I mean, they're always going to be tough because it's Shadron, and they go get tough football players. They always have, but I can't tell if it's a trend or if it's just a one-season.
Well, I'll tell you, obviously time will tell from that standpoint, but the RMAC is better when Shadron's good.
Yes, absolutely.
And so it's awesome to see. Coach Long has done a great job, and Manny's over there. Reich is over there right now as the athletic director, and I know he's pushing to get things moving in the right direction. And really what that comes down to is money and making sure that the program has what it needs to be successful. And I know, he's doing that, and Jay's taking that and created a great opportunity and for his team to be playing in an extremely meaningful game at the end of in November. And so we're excited for the challenge on Saturday.
I have a friend who does media for Colorado high schools, and he always wanted to put together a package for the RMAC and do some things with the players and the coaches. But at the time that he had talked about it with me, it was a 3-team, maybe 4-team league. And this season, he's noticing that some of these other teams are starting to make strides in that way to where things are a lot more competitive. The outcome may still be the same, but the contests are – everybody's getting more players, better facilities. You see what they're going to do at Highlands.
Yep.
You hear what they're going to do at Fort Lewis. You saw what they did at Shadron. You saw what they did at Mine. Saw what they did at Adams. So he's revisiting that in his mind about because the RMAC's not just a 3-team league anymore.
Yeah, I mean, Shadron obviously has done an unbelievable job this year. Mines is always going to be really good. Western is always going to be really good. New Mexico Highlands has had a great year this year. The South Dakota schools are usually really solid.
Just tough.
Black Hills has been down a little bit this year, which is uncharacteristic. I thought they were going to have a really good year this year, but there's some schools that are they're investing in their programs.
Yeah.
And that's really what it comes down to. Division II, it's about being able to, recruiting and relationships are so important, but a lot of it comes down to money.
Well, we call it the Pueblo effect.
Yeah.
We've called it that, when Pueblo decided to restart in 2008, they had first-class everything, and everybody said, if we don't get off the sidelines and start putting money into our program, getting better players, facilities, coaches, then we're never going to catch up.
Correct.
And so we call it the Pueblo effect. Yeah, unabashedly.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
we were the first.
Yes.
Yeah, exactly. All right, I got one more question, but it's going to dovetail into what we talk about for Shad when we come back. But
we got to find out who won.
Yeah, we're going to come back after this timeout. We are brought to you by Rustler Implement as well as the Ford Motor Company, Colorado Front Range Roofing, and Keg One, as well as our friends here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House. We'll come back. We'll talk about this matchup with Shadron State. We'll find out who won the wing eating contest. It all comes your way next. Pack Football Show on Fox Sports Pueblo.
This is the Pack Football Show on Fox Sports 1350. Let's head over to ThunderZone Pizza and Tap with your hosts Jim Brooks and Joe Cervi, along with Thunderwolves head coach Philip Vio.
And welcome back, ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, Pack Football Show. Boy, we got a winner, but first of all, we want to thank Ryan Howard. Mm-hmm. This was his brainchild, Joe. Ryan Howard.
Let's hear it for Ryan Howard.
Ryan.
Thanks, Ryan.
Yeah, Ryan.
He said we need to do something to up the intensity level, some excitement in here, and he came up with a winner. And here is the
look at Tyler Etheridge with
he's
bling.
got a ring. Oh, here, hand this microphone to Tyler. We're going to talk to Tyler. Come here, Tyler. We'll talk to you.
Who ate more?
Who ate the most? Tell us about the wing eating.
I think I ate the most.
All right, okay.
I ate the most.
So, what was the key? The training or the technique? What
so, for me personally, I think the rotation of the wing.
See that? Roman called it.
Bite and turn. It's just that simple, and make sure your hand's ready to grab the next one.
And strip and then throw,
yep,
right?
Strip and throw.
Okay.
And throw.
Right.
Hey, Roman called technique. He said that's
a smart man.
Yeah,
that's a man with a high IQ,
say.
man.
That is awesome.
Let me see that ring.
They actually got rings with a goat on it.
That is awesome.
Look at that.
Well earned.
So players, people that don't know that aren't here, players won 59
to 57.
To 57. Nice job, gentlemen.
Sam's looking at the food on the left on this table.
There's a carrot. Have a carrot. All right.
No, did you see that? No.
No,
ain't no carrots.
There.
Ain't no carrots.
All right. Your moment of fame's over. Good job.
Thanks, guys. Congratulations.
Oh, no. We got a ranch down segment into the mic. Hey, get that cleaned up, will you? Wet cleanup on aisle 1. Man, oh, man. Can't take me anywhere, Phil.
We'll get a wet rag.
Yeah, we'll get somebody over here. But, once again, special thanks to everybody here at ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House, the wait staff, the cooks for preparing the wings perfectly to allow them, the players to strip those babies and be done with it. All right, that was fun.
Yeah, we're going to talk now.
Yeah,
Shattered State football for all the marbles,
or as John,
not just some of the marbles.
Or as John Risson says, Chadron.
Yeah, John's got a couple of phonetic things that we like to tease him about. One is Chadron.
He's
Chadron, and you don't kick field goals, you kick field goals.
Yeah, field goals.
In
the gold box. This is the ultimate gold box game. That's what John always called this, the gold box game. So, what's going to take the win the gold box game here, Phil? I mean, this club is the real deal. They just keep winning.
Yep.
Not all the games. They didn't blow out everybody. They had a lot of really close games, but they're like you. They win a lot of close games.
Good teams find a way to win.
Yeah.
Yep, and they've done that. They lost their first 2 games of the year and have won 8 in a row and on a roll right now, and they're playing really good on every phase, offense, defense, and special teams, and that's what it takes to be playing championship football in November, and they're doing it right now. And so
our question that came in last was asking about last year's game And do you show the team that as motivation, or most of these guys were there, or they know about it, the guys that matter? And do they need any extra motivation to see what can happen if you don't play near perfect football against a good Chadron State ball club?
I mean, if you have to look back at last year's tape for motivation, you better check your polls or get in
Okay.
the portal, one of the two.
That's the right answer. Congratulations, Bill.
portal.
You get the last piece of pizza.
Get in the portal.
I mean, this thing is obviously there's a lot riding on this game. You know, you obviously have an outright opportunity to win the RMAC championship. You have an opportunity. Whoever wins this game could potentially host a first round playoff game or more. You know, for us internally, it's an opportunity for us to put our seniors' faces on the wall, which means a lot to us. And I think these guys have earned that. And we got to earn it again tomorrow morning in practice, and we got to earn it on Saturday. And so, the biggest thing for us on Saturday is to go out and be us, and go out and do what we do, and do it to the best of our ability. And if we can do that, like I said all year long, I think we can play with anybody in the country.
Last year's game a little weird. They were only 1 for 12 on third down. They didn't do a lot of spectacular things offensively, under 300 yards. I think they had like 250 yards offense. But they ran a little gadget play, which kind of caught you guys. That got their first score of the game, and a couple turnovers led to big things. But in the locker room, you guys made the adjustments, and we talked about John Risson called the gold box. He was talked us off the ledge, I think, at halftime. Said we just got to get things
First
settled
downs.
down here. And you guys got that first score of the second half, then kind of steamrolled, got the block punt and everything. So,
well, I think
again, like you said, that was last year, but it's kind of the way the game evolved.
Yeah, I mean, and last year too, obviously the weather played a huge factor. I don't know if you guys remember, it was a 40-mile-an-hour
Yeah,
gust.
it was crazy.
All of the scoring that happened in that game scored
one way
with the wind, except for one touchdown.
Yeah.
And so, that was a huge factor for the game. It was a huge factor for them on Saturday against Western. I mean, it looked like, honestly, the same weather that we had last year at the end of the year. And so, but again, that was last year, and it's a new team. We have a new team, and so this is what it's about.
It's got to be hard. It's not hard for us because that's what we do for a living, but it's got to be hard to, or maybe it's not hard, just to focus on everything that will take care of itself if you just play the way you're supposed to play. Is that correct? I mean,
Exactly.
the 9-0 in conference, the winning the conference, the hosting, everything takes care of itself if you just do your job and play your game. Boys, is that correct?
Yes, sir. Exactly. That's the way we're looking at it. Yeah, I mean, this game's a big one. It's the conference championship, like you said. It's all the things, but it's important because it's the next one.
Mm-hmm.
And, that's how we're looking at it. We're ready to roll. We're putting in the same preparation we put in every week. That was a lot of P's right there in that sentence.
Hey, alliteration is Roman Fuller's strong.
At least you didn't pop them.
I talked to. I paid Roman.
I pop them every time.
I paid Roman a compliment when we were on air before we started the show. I have noticed a calmness with him this year. I mean, he was good last year. Obviously, he's good this year. But there's just a presence about him where to me, he's like the grown-up in the room right now with this team, and he's just kind of the leader of men in a calm way. I know he gets fired up because he's crazy, but it just seems like I see maybe it's a maturity of sorts. Am I
For sure.
seeing that correctly, Coach?
Yeah, I mean, obviously he's when you're the quarterback, there's inherent leadership that comes with that. And some guys shy away from it, and some guys lean into it, and Roman has leaned into it. And he's done a great job leading. That's why he's a single digit for us this year. And, I think his leadership is probably one thing that's grown tremendously since he's been here, probably more than anything, is his ability to really rally the guys. I mean, even today or yesterday in practice, he kind of got all the guys around him and was, telling them, like, hey, this is what we need to do. And I think, again, that's why this year for me has been so special, because a lot of our seniors are built that way, where they're the drivers of culture. They understand for us to go where we want to go, we have to be able to win the moment and be as intentional as we can and at the present moment at hand. And they're drivers of that. They're drivers of that in practice. They're drivers of that in meetings. I mean, the attentiveness that they have in meetings, they're taking notes. I mean, it's not just any one thing. It's everything that we do it carries over. And this team, more than any team that I've been around since we've been here, has really taken hold of that. And, I don't think we win the last two games if we don't have that, if they're not the drivers of culture, And
Well, you could just see it you could see it the way they interact with each other and the coaches compared to the way Western did, compared to the way Mines did. the way they were talking, the band, you could see it. I mean, it was palpable to the naked eye. So it just one team handled itself one way and the other team handled itself the other. And the one team that handled it like you talked about won both of those games.
Well, I think, for us as coaches, it's something that we talk about before before the game, every week. If we want our team to act a certain way, they have to see that in us first. And, it won't – if I'm losing my mind, and honestly, I'll be honest with you, like there have been times this year that I have, and I felt like it hurt us. Black Hills, there was that one drive where we had like 5 penalties, and I'm, going crazy on Cecil, and and I felt like it bled over into our team, and I apologized to the team for that, and it's like, man, we got to find a way to ground ourselves and making the next best decision, and completely separating ourselves from the last moment. And these guys have done that, and so that's the thing I've been so proud of this group with. Obviously, I hope on Saturday we can get off to a faster start. I'm tired of my wife suggesting just for men getting this gray out of my beard, and but again, like they just never quit. And the only thing that I can, the only thing like this that I've experienced was when I was at Northwest Missouri as a graduate assistant. And
Did you win an Natty then?
I didn't, but they had just we lost in the semifinals my first year there, but they had
that culture
playing
was
in 5 straight national championships, and that feeling on the sideline, it didn't matter. That's the same feeling that I feel on Saturdays with this team, and they believe.
Let's get your thoughts on one guy in particular. We'll get Roman's thoughts as well. They've got probably he could be the defensive player of the year right now. I can think if I had to vote, Logan O'Brien going to be right across from you all day long looking at you, and he's battling some personal adversity, but he played the game on Saturday. I know he's got some things in his personal life with his family, tough situation, but this guy is a dynamic defender, and he's right there in the middle, just he's staring right across at you all day long.
Yeah, he's one of the best defenders we've seen all year long. Dynamic, has found a way to find himself around the ball consistently. He's had a ton of interceptions, couple touchdowns. I mean, like he's a really good player.
5 sacks.
Yeah, I mean they utilize him well. He's instinctive, and they allow him to do that. And he's one of the best we've seen all year long. And I just do want to say too, like I don't know if he's listening or not, but man, we're praying for your dad, and we hope that he gets better. We're sure sorry to hear about what's going on, and regardless of what happens on Saturday, man, you got a lot of people in Pueblo that are pulling for your family.
Yeah, we heard about it going into the game. We thought, man, that's a strong kid, and you got to, his logic to say I'm going to play the game, I think it was spot on. I think we all could.
Exactly, and everybody. You sit across from somebody, you see somebody walking, you don't know what they got to unpack right now. It could be, it could be good things or bad things, but you just got to be empathetic to just people being people, and for a kid to be going through that and still playing at a high level, maybe he's channeling that, obviously, and that's there's nothing wrong with that. We love going to Chadron. They always treat us well there, but I am so glad it's here. I'm so glad we're playing Saturday at the Thunder Bowl.
It's the first time we've played Chadron since I've been here at home.
Yeah, that's why it's nice, isn't it?
It is.
Getting late here in the show, but let's go ahead and talk about offensively. Now, preparing for this game, you don't know who's going to be the signal caller, but the guy that played last week, he's had plenty of reps. They're kind of like 1A, 1B in many respects. I think the guy that hurt a little bit better, but, he may come off the mat and play this game. May end up like last year. You may end up with the third-string quarterback, but their system is sound. I think that's what you guys worry about. You got to attack their physicality.
Yeah, they're going to want to run the football, and regardless who their quarterback is.
Did you hear that, Jalen? They're going to want to run the football.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We're stoked for that.
Just making sure.
For the opportunity, most definitely.
In case your coaches haven't relayed that to you. Jim and I will take care of it.
Yeah, we've been hearing it for sure.
Okay.
But, I mean, they do a good job, regardless of who the quarterback is, of incorporating the quarterback in the run game. And so defensively, you got to play 11 on 11. You got to make sure that you account for the quarterback and his legs at all times. They're talented enough, all of them are, to throw the football where they need to throw it. They've got, one of the best receivers in the RMAC and Tommy Thomas outside, and he's a really good player. They're going to do some things with him to try to get him the football, whether it's jet sweeps or trick plays. I mean, shoot, he threw a 2-point conversion against Western that really ultimately let them go into overtime. And so, they got some playmakers. Their tailbacks are really good players. Their O-line is solid. I mean, it's a good offense and a good scheme. Fits them.
Yeah. Final thoughts, Joe?
I'm excited. We'll talk about everything that's on the line Saturday when we go on the air for radio and TV, but we're just excited that the game's here, and these are the games that we feel privileged that we get to call, because we knew these last 3 games were going to be the way they were, and they have not disappointed. And I hope the Thunder Bowl is packed Saturday.
It needs to be. We need all of Pueblo to come out, grab your mom, grab your brother, grab the bum under the road over here, like bring everybody you possibly can to get to Pueblo and get to the Thunder Bowl and make sure you're loud. And we need that home field environment.
Well, Ben asked me before, he goes, what's your thoughts on the game? I go, well, you know what? I'd kind of like to blow somebody out, but I don't expect that. I expect this to be a pretty tough, close game. And one thing you got to worry about, they're very comfortable in close games as you are, so you expect nothing less.
I'm worried about the things that we can control, and that's really our execution, playing to our standard and playing for each other. And
hey, if you went 3-0,
it don't matter.
Nope. Except I just got the stink eye from Roman.
Yeah, I don't want to.
You don't like that, Roman?
I don't want to call a 3-0 game.
Okay. It's not like in baseball when a 1-0 shutout's a good game.
I'd rather first one to 30 wins.
All right.
That's what
I'm good with that.
That might be my bold prediction.
Well, there you go.
Maybe first one to 20. First one to 25. We'll split the difference. Phil, good luck. Good luck, you guys, this weekend. We'll be there.
So
hope it's be an awesome game. Should be an awesome environment. You will remember it forever, indeed. All right, special people to thank here tonight. Ryan Howard from ThunderZone Pizza and Tap House sponsoring our inaugural wing eating contest. That was a lot of fun. Keg One, also one of our sponsors, as well as Russell Implement, the Ford Motor Company, and Colorado Front Range Roofing. Ben Greenberg, Sports Information Director at CSU Pueblo. We thank him for all of his hard work. The Athletic Director, Paul Plinsky, was here, as well as all the support staff here behind the scenes with the wing eating contest. Roman.
Jalen. Phil.
Just doing a test for you. See if you.
I'll pass that test. There ain't many I can't pass.
Your name is?
My name's Joe Cervi.
Who is our producer tonight?
Aaron Konitschke.
No,
it
was Dean Nedens.
It's Dean Nedens tonight.
Dean Nedens was doing a good job.
Sorry, Dean.
On the highlight package. Aaron will be with us on Saturday, though, so we're looking forward to
Did I get his last name right?
Yeah.
Aaron Konitschke. I'll ask you to spell it afterwards. Nobody ever gets it. It is very tough. All right, we'll have the ball game for you. 12:30 pregame show. 1:05 with the kickoff. We'll be simulcasting as well with the RMAC Network. Hope you can join us for all the action. For Joe Cervi, for Phil Vigil, this is Jim Brooks, for Dean Nedens. Good night, everybody.
Good night.